Scene 3. A room in Capulet's house. Enter Lady Capulet and nurse. Lady Capulet. Nurse, where's my daughter? Call her forth to me. Nurse. Now, by my maidenhead, at 12-year-old. I bade her come. What, lamb? What, ladybird? God forbid. Where's this girl? What, Juliet? Enter Juliet. Juliet. How now? Who calls? Nurse. Your mother. Juliet. Madam, I am here. What is your will? Lady Capulet. This is the matter, nurse, give leave a while. We must talk in secret, nurse, come back again, I have. Remember me, thou's hear our counsel. Thou know'st my daughter's of a pretty age. Nurse. Faith, I can tell her age unto an hour. Lady Capulet. She's not 14. Nurse. I'll lay 14 of my teeth. And yet, to my teeth be it spoken, I have but 4, she is not 14. How long is it now to Lammastide? Lady Capulet. A fortnight and odd days. Nurse. Even or odd, of all days in the year. Come Lammas Eve at night shall she be 14. Susan and she, God rest all Christian souls, were of an age, well. Susan is with God. She was too good for me, but, as I said, on Lammas Eve at night shall she be 14, that shall she, Mary. I remember it well. 'Tis since the earthquake now 11 years. And she was weaned, I never shall forget it, of all the days of the year, upon that day, for I had then laid wormwood to my Doug, sitting in the sun under the dove-house wall. My lord and you were then at Mantua. Nay, I do bear a brain, but, as I said, when it did taste the wormwood on the nipple of my Doug and felt it bitter, pretty fool, to see it tetchy and fall out with the Doug. Shake quoth the dove-house, 'twas no need, I trow, to bid me trudge. And since that time it is 11 years. For then she could stand alone, nay, by the rood, she could have run and waddled all about. For even the day before, she broke her brow. And then my husband, God be with his soul, was a merry man, took up the child. Yea, quoth he, dost thou fall upon my face? Thou wilt fall backward when thou hast more wit. Wilt thou not, Jewel? And, by my holidame. The pretty wretch left crying and said I. To see, now, how a jest shall come about. I warrant, and I should live 1,000 years. I never should forget it, wilt thou not, Jewel? Quoth he. And, pretty fool, it stinted and said I. Lady Capulet. Enough of this, I pray thee, hold thy peace. Nurse. Yes, madam, yet I cannot choose but laugh. To think it should leave crying and say I. And yet, I warrant, it had upon its brow a bump as big as a young cockerel's stone, a parlous knock. And it cried bitterly. Yea, quoth my husband, fall'st upon my face? Thou wilt fall backward when thou comest to age. Wilt thou not, Jewel? It stinted and said I. Juliet. And stint thou too, I pray thee, nurse, say I. Nurse. Peace, I have done. God mark thee to his grace. Thou wast the prettiest babe that e'er I nursed, and I might live to see thee married once, I have my wish. Lady Capulet. Mary, that Mary is the very theme I came to talk of. Tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married? Juliet. It is an honor that I dream not of. Nurse. An honor? Were not I thine only nurse? I would say thou hadst sucked wisdom from thy teat. Lady Capulet. Well, think of marriage now, younger than you. Here in Verona, ladies of esteem are made already mothers, by my count. I was your mother much upon these years that you are now a maid. Thus then in brief, the valiant Paris seeks you for his love. Nurse. A man, young lady. Lady, such a man as all the world. Why, he's a man of wax. Lady Capulet. Verona summer hath not such a flower. Nurse. Nay, he's a flower, in faith, a very flower. Lady Capulet. What say you? Can you love the gentleman? This night you shall behold him at our feast. Read o'er the volume of young Paris' face, and find delight writ there with beauty's pen. Examine every married lineament, and see how one another lends content. And what obscured in this fair volume lies find written in the margin of his eyes. This precious book of love, this unbound lover, to beautify him, only lacks a cover. The fish lives in the sea, and 'tis much pride for fair without the fair within to hide. That book in many's eyes doth share the glory, that in gold clasps locks in the golden story, so shall you share all that he doth possess, by having him, making yourself no less. Nurse. No less. Nay, bigger, women grow by men. Lady Capulet. Speak briefly, can you like of Paris love? Juliet. I'll look to like, if looking liking move. But no more deep will I end art mine eye than your consent gives strength to make it fly. Enter a servant. Servant. Madam, the guests are come, supper served up, you called, my young lady asked for, the nurse cursed in the pantry, and everything in extremity. I must hence to wait, I beseech you, follow straight. Lady Capulet. We follow thee. Exit servant. Juliet, the county stays. Nurse. Go, girl, seek happy nights to happy days. Exeunt.